The legend of the Baobab and the Boa. Once upon a time, in a land where nature weaves magic into every corner, a wise old boa felt the approach of its final days. Rather than surrendering to the inevitable in solitude, the snake embarked on a quest for the strongest tree in the forest. Its destination? A grand hollow baobab, an ancient sentinel that stood proudly against the sky. With no offspring to mourn its passing, the boa sought a cozy refuge within the tree's protective embrace, choosing to spend its last days nestled in a welcoming hole, illuminated by the light streaming through the baobab's vast hollow. As the boa settled in, it regurgitated a dazzling diamond it had carried through its many adventures, placing it carefully at the edge of the hole. This shiny gem soon attracted various animals, becoming the boa's source of sustenance. A few unsuspecting critters were all it needed. After all, age had mellowed the mighty serpent, making it less active. To this day, when we stumble upon a hollow baobab, we respect it as a sacred space. After all, it's said that an old boa and its treasure reside within. Our ancestors whispered tales of it in Sita our revered baobab, hidden on Madagascar's rugged west coast, where a fragmented forest sprawls across more than 150,000 square kilometers, thriving against the odds. In this tropical dry forest, temperatures can skyrocket to 35 degrees Celsius, with rainfall being a rare treasure. Yet amidst this harsh climate, the baobab trees rise like ancient giants, their massive trunks reaching skyward as if pleading for rain. These magnificent trees are not mere plants. They are the backbone of an entire ecosystem, providing shelter and sustenance to an array of wildlife and hundreds of unique plant species that exist nowhere else on Earth. In this delicate web of life, every creature depends on the baobabs, forming a tapestry of interdependence woven out of necessity. The baobabs play a vital role in the lives of the Sakalava people, serving as silent guardians of their history, beliefs, and most precious resource, water. Life here can be challenging due to the relentless heat and arid landscape. The Sakalava feed their zebus on cactus, enabling these resilient animals to survive up to 5 days without a sip. The baobabs, hollowed out by their ancestors, serve as critical water reservoirs, allowing families to endure the dry spells that last over 5 months. Every family in the village has its own hollowed baobab, a lifeline in an unforgiving climate. The ingenious method involves digging a hole at the base of the tree, allowing rainwater to collect inside. When the heavens finally bless the earth with rain, families gather, flashlights in hand even at night, to fill their baobabs, knowing they can't predict when the next downpour will arrive. This baobab is a treasure for our daily lives, says one villager. When I die, my children will inherit it. While some baobabs are revered so deeply that they remain unblemished, others are believed to possess distinct personalities and magical powers. The colossal Sitakakansa, for example, is known for its mystical qualities. Its very name means, if you sing on one side of the trunk, you won't be heard on the other. At over 800 years old, this giant stands a mere 15 meters tall, but its trunk boasts an astonishing circumference of nearly 30 meters. Topped with a crown of upward-turned branches, it reigns supreme over the surrounding landscape, dwarfing its neighbors like acacias and Madagascar palms that seem to bow in its presence. Sitakakansa serves as a cornerstone of its ecosystem, attracting countless species with its sweet flowers and abundant fruit. Its massive trunk and expansive branches create a safe haven for small mammals and birds. But this majestic tree does not stand alone. A diligent army of ants guards its trunk. These tiny yet vital creatures enrich the soil, ensuring the forest thrives. For entomologist Brian Fisher, ants are more than mere laborers. They are the heartbeat of this vibrant ecosystem. Without ants, you couldn't have a forest, he explains. They are the soil engineers, turning over soil and mixing nutrients, creating the very foundation of life in this environment. Take, for instance, the snakes that share their world with these ants. What's amazing is the relationship between snakes and ants, Brian explains. Some snakes eat the larvae of ants, but there are larger snakes that the ants welcome into their nests, creating a mutualistic relationship. The locals have even dubbed this larger snake the mother of the ants for its role in protecting the colony from predators. The baobab's leaves play a crucial role in the forest's thriving network, providing food, shelter, and even a nursery for countless insects. But here's where the magic intensifies. The tree's roots function like an amazing biological pump, drawing up hundreds of liters of water daily, even during the relentless dry season. This precious liquid travels up the trunk, nourishing the tree and allowing it to bloom in an extravagant display for just a few fleeting hours each year. It's a moment that attracts all the flying pollinators, a dance of nature that no one wants to miss. Biologist Onya Razanamaro is captivated by this spectacle, eagerly anticipating the evening when the baobab flowers will unveil their beauty. "Tonight's the night," she exclaims. As dusk falls, she and her team watch in awe as the flowers begin to open, revealing their fragrant blossoms and sweet nectar designed to lure in the pollinators. But here's the catch. These enchanting flowers have just 3 hours to secure their survival before they close up, so the race is on. However, not every visitor is a hero in this story. While some insects diligently help with pollination, others sneak in to sip nectar without contributing, earning them the title of nectar robbers. The baobab's magnificent flowers can grow up to 17 centimeters long, attracting the right insects with long proboscises that can reach deep into the floral tubes, effectively gathering nectar while transferring pollen. As Anya and her team set light traps to capture these elusive moths, they delve into the intricacies of this remarkable ecosystem. Unfortunately, deforestation threatens the baobab's survival, with many standing alone in fields, far removed from the lush habitats they once thrived in. The mighty baobab is at risk, struggling against the odds in a landscape stripped of its vibrant community. At the heart of this forest, the ancient Sitakakansa, an 800-year-old baobab, watches helplessly as its companions vanish. Once it bore fruit consumed by magnificent creatures like elephant birds and giant lemurs, who helped scatter its seeds far and wide. Today, with climate change and human impact driving these colossal animals to extinction, the baobab is left to wonder, will it ever find a way to survive? The fruits dangle precariously from high branches, and though they eventually fall, the hard shells often remain intact, leaving the seeds trapped and alone. The once vibrant cycle of seed dispersal has come to a halt, and the baobab clings to life, despite being severed from its essential companions. Herman Rafalinarina, a dedicated primatologist, understands the urgency of the situation. "When I see a lemur in a tree, I see a reflection of myself," he muses. With 112 species of lemur in Madagascar, these creatures are the very lifeblood of the forest. As they move through the trees, they eat and excrete seeds, aiding in the growth of new plants. Their mobility is key. If they can carry seeds more than 100 meters from the parent plant, competition for resources is minimized. But as the forests dwindle, the connection between baobabs and their dispersers weakens. In a race against time, researchers collect lemur feces, valuable treasure in the quest for ecological balance. "Look, 6 seeds, they exclaim, realizing that the size of the fruit correlates with the size of the animals that once roamed these lands. Baobabs, now orphaned from their seed dispersers, face a dire future. Standing near villages, their seeds go unspread, and despite hope that livestock or humans might take on the role of dispersers, the reality is grim. Yet, as the solitary baobab waits, it finds solace in the shade it casts. Beneath its broad branches, life continues, a refuge for creatures seeking relief from the sweltering sun. Though many baobabs are mere shadows of the lush forest they once knew, their towering presence offers a glimpse into a forgotten past. The trees, though protected by their size, can't fulfill their reproductive cycle, and the once vibrant networks of life are now fragmented. Enter Hamel Harrison, a passionate advocate for the forest. In his nurseries, he sows the seeds of hope, determined to revive the connections that have been lost. "To save the forest, we must teach the next generation to cherish it," he insists. "When we plant a baobab, we're planting the future." As children learn the importance of conservation, they grasp the motto, "You go faster alone, but you go further together." Their efforts to soak baobab seeds in water, dig holes, and plant trees represent a promise for tomorrow. With every seed sown, a new chapter begins, and slowly but surely, a renewed awareness blooms among the people. "Touching this baobab makes me happy," Hamel shares. "It's like touching future generations. With every young tree planted, there's hope that Madagascar's precious dry forest will thrive once more." As the sun sets on this remarkable tale, one truth remains clear. Nature and humanity must learn to coexist, creating rather than destroying. Together, they can weave a future that honors the delicate balance of life in Madagascar.